Dr. Deborah Harrington, welcome to the programme.
Thank you very much.
You've just returned from Gaza. You are an OBGYN and you went to treat women and children, I guess. What did you see there? Why did you even go?
I went because I've been to Gaza many times. I've been going since 2016 as part of a teaching group. I've never been in a conflict. I've never been in these circumstances. And what I saw was in Al-Aqsa, which is in the middle area, was a hospital that was overwhelmed. It was overwhelmed with numbers of inpatients. It was overwhelmed with emergencies, trauma cases coming in all the time, at a level that it simply wasn't set up to deal with.
So what did you notice most? Are they women, children, men, fighting age, fighters?
So I was expecting in some ways that this was a war situation, and therefore I was sort of anticipating that there were going to be perhaps young men, or all sorts of casualties, across the whole spectrum of society. But actually what I overwhelmingly saw was children. And on one day, I was thinking, this is New Year's Day, and there was one moment where I just looked at my watch, and it was about 2 p.m, and we had mass casualties coming in. And in fact, it was from a school shelter where there had been bombardment and blast, and we had mass casualties coming in. And I looked around the resus room, which is where all the sickest patients are taken. And out of the 5 patients in the resus room, 4 of them were children. One with an injury, with a horrendous injury, a shrapnel injury to the brain, weren't going to survive. And then the other children with horrendous mix of, open fractures, partial amputations, open chest wounds, horrendous lacerations from shrapnel to the sort of chest and head, and burns. And that was every day, looking around the emergency department. My overwhelming impression was, why are there so many children here? There were so many children.
And why were there so many children here?
I don't know, other than the bombardment. We were obviously taking casualties from the area immediately around the hospital, and they were coming in because those areas were being targeted, were being bombarded, sniper fire, shelling, and that's what we were seeing. And alongside the horrendous casualties, there were many people that came in dead, and some of the scenes I never expected to see. I mean, I thought I was really well prepared for this. I had thought about what I might see, but that struck me.
You've been to Gaza, as you said,
yes,
many times. The health system there has never been fabulous, but there are a lot of hospitals.
There are a lot of hospitals.
What is the state now? Because we hear the whole health situation is collapsing.
So I think there has been a sort of systematic dismantling, really, of the healthcare system. It's almost like a kind of a fall, really, of, one hospital falls after the other, and healthcare systems, healthcare facilities should be protected. They're there for everybody.
I want to play this soundbite because when you say should be protected, I talked to a former mega US commander who knows a bit about war and going after terrorists and civilians. This is what he said.
I have felt that the hospitals should have been kept open, Al-Shifa in particular, but all of them, and treat the civilians in these hospitals. Control them, though, ensure that the tunnels underneath them, headquarters or whatever is being done in them, is not allowed and is eliminated. But again, they need to provide for the people, without question.
He's saying, whatever the case in war, you need to provide for the people. Do the people have anywhere to go?
They've got nowhere, and they're getting less and less.
How do you feel as a doctor? I mean, you're a professional, do no harm.
I just feel desperate. I also feel ashamed and shocked that we're doing this to fellow humans. My as you say, I'm a doctor. My whole career, my whole reason for, for getting up in the morning is to, corny as it sounds, to go and help people. I mean, the obstetrician that spoke to me this morning said, they have got people everywhere giving birth in the corridors and in the halls. They haven't got staff to deliver them. They haven't got capacity in theatre to do caesarean sections. Babies are going to be asphyxiated, are going to die as a result of not being able to deliver mothers in a timely manner. They also said their neonatal unit is full of infection. It's full of babies dying from infection. They just can't cope, and there isn't the capacity to deal with it because so many healthcare facilities have been dismantled.
Dr. Deborah Harrington, thank you.
Thank you very much.